So maybe try reloading my page and come over to this live stream. It's different. I think it has a different thumbnail. And let me know if this works. I hope this works because I don't know what to do. If not, I don't know how else to do it. Okay, Iron Raiden's here. Much better. Yay. Okay. Steve's here. Yay. There she is. Hi, guys. Imagine I better. Oh, so is this how we do it from now on? Do we just do it right on YouTube? Wow, it's been a while since I've done a live stream actually on YouTube. I've done StreamYards for as long as I can remember. Hey, 200 Watt Studio. Hey, Jimmy the Kaz. Hey, Edgar R. Hey, Gemini Studios. Yay. Yeah, you caught me live. Yay. Thank you for all the green and the wizard and the dragon and the clover. St. Patty's Day is around the corner for we Irish folk. Optic Racer, Kelly, Macy sent you a super chat. Okay, I will check it on StreamYards. Hang on. Oh, Macy, Macy! Oh my God, Macy! I just saw Macy's super chat. Oh, Macy says, oh, that's so sweet, Macy. Even when blurry, tis great to see you with a smiley face and a bunny. And that's a $50 super chat. Macy, thank you. Oh my gosh, Macy, you're so sweet. That's so beautiful, Macy. Thank you. Oh my gosh. That's beautiful. Wow, Macy, you rock. Thank you so much. Oh, Macy, you're awesome. Okay, guys, I want to make sure are you guys who are in my StreamYard live stream that was the old one, try to get into the new one now that's on YouTube. There's still 9 people in StreamYard and there are 18 people on YouTube. So let's get all of the people from StreamYard back into YouTube. So we're all together in one place. And then I'll try to close out the StreamYard one once there is 0 here. I'm going to start reading the comments in the YouTube live stream. So come over to the YouTube live stream. It's a different live stream, Macy. Come over to YouTube because I just started a new. Oh, Krista Joe. Hi, Krista Joe. Oh, Krista, how are you? Ryan Dyer, I missed you guys too. Hi, Draw with Kritika. Draw with Kritika. Hi, Draw with Kritika. And hi, Tyrell. Okay, guys, come on over. I'm waiting for you on the new live stream. So StreamYard people, I'm closing this one out. This is the old one, Ryan Dyer. You're in the old one, Ryan Dyer. This is so confusing. I feel like I'm living in 2 different universes. Okay, Ryan Dyer, Krista Joe, Macy, come over. I just started a new live stream on YouTube that has much better quality. Hi, sir. Surrounded by idiots. Hi there. Surrounded by idiots. That's a great username. Oh my gosh, that's great. Guys, Surrounded by Idiots, Ryan Dyer, Krista Joe, Macy, Stunt Brat, and Draw with Trakika and Tyrell. I see you guys. You are all in my old live stream right now. So come into my new live stream. I just started a new one on YouTube. I'm going to close this one out. There are 9 people left in this old one. I'm going to end this broadcast. I'm going to end it, but I'm going to be on YouTube still live. Okay, Nitrium's in the new one. Okay, you guys, I'm not leaving you. I'm not abandoning you. You guys just have to come find me in the new one. I'm going to end this one. Okay? But I'll see you in the next one. And I'm already there. Okay. I'm ending it. Okay. Making sure it's ended. Yep, the broadcast ended. Okay, cool. So now we're on YouTube. Hi, guys. Hi, Krista Joe. Hi, Jack Burton. Hi, Phil. Hi, Phil TMNT. Macy's here. Good job. Optic Racer's here. Guru Goot's here. To Gemini Studios. Yes. Yes, I was living in 2 different universes, indeed. It really felt like that. Jack Burton, we're old school. Exactly. This is trippy. Yay, Krista Joe. Krista Joe, how are you? I haven't seen you in so long. I hope you're doing well. I've missed you. Bearded Nerd, it's so good to see you too. How is everybody? I really want to know how everyone's 2023 is going. That was like one of the biggest reasons I wanted to stream today was just to get a feel for how you guys are doing because I feel like I know I don't stream as often as I want to. But I think about you guys a lot and I always want to know how you're doing. So some people have told me how they're doing. One of our friends got 2 cats, which I'm very happy to hear. It's very exciting. Guruko. Nova's still sitting in her little box right now. But I really am curious to see how everybody else is doing. And Dimaginai, it's so good to see you. It's great to see you, and I hope you're doing well. How are you doing? Any good motorbike trips lately? Motorcycle trips lately? Yay, the stream looks good. Oh, good. I really wonder, I think it must have been a StreamYard thing then for why it was so fuzzy and weird. We're on YouTube. We're just back on YouTube. That's great. I haven't done a YouTube live stream in so long. This is so nice. Rockman Raiden says, I guess theater is decent on paper. Too many psyops these days. I have to look up what psyops means. That means psychological operation. What does that mean? Like people trying to fool the masses? Psyops. Psyops definition. Because I don't want to speak on that unless I know. Oh, psychological warfare. Ooh. I could see that. Um, yeah, especially with social media. People are definitely pretty numbed out with that. I can see the masses are, yeah, for sure. It's scary stuff. Krista Joe, hey, I'm doing okay. Been sick the past month. Oh, with a sinus and ear infection, slowly recovering from all that. Been busy yet slow since I work in retail life. Yes. Post Christmas is always slow season for us. Oh my gosh, retail. Yes. Oh my gosh, tell me about it. I hear you and I feel for you. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you recover soon with your sinus and ear infection. Oh, those are rough. Oh my gosh. Retail is no joke. Power to you, my friend. You are really in the front lines because retail's hard. I worked retail for many years and you are strong. And I hope you have moments where you enjoy it and it's worth it. Cause I definitely had some great moments in retail, but I realized how hard and challenging and like overwhelming it can be at times. So hang in there and I'm proud of you for doing it. And thanks for checking in. And I really do hope you feel better soon because being sick this time of year just sucks. Oh, yeah. Uh, it's so good to see you guys. So how's everybody else doing? Yay, stunt stunt brat. Funny I found you. Such a boomer, lol. You're not a boomer. It's only a state of mind. I love boomers. I'm a boomer. I'm not really a baby boomer, technically speaking, but I'm such a boomer psychologically speaking. Like I and you know what? There's an element of it where I'm proud because I don't want to be that good with technology to the point where I'm like, it's like a part of my it's an extension of my being. I kinda like being a little bit out of it, but I could use a little bit more technological prowess, but I am kind of a boomer technologically speaking, so it's all good. Guru Goat, 2023 sucks. Oh, that's so negative. Don't say that. I get it though. I mean, I hear you. Maybe it does suck for you, but who knows what the future holds? We have health, food, and shelter, and cats. Yes, those are the good things. Those are good things indeed. Hi, Draw with Kritika. How are you? What are you drawing these days? Hmm. Guru Goat, boomers at heart unite. Yes. um, Macy, how are you doing? I saw someone say you need to smoke weed. I don't know why. Phil, is it your birthday coming up? Phil TMNT. Everybody wish Phil a happy birthday. Dreading your birthday. Why are you dreading your birthday, Phil? Why? Which birthday is it? Is it a bad birth? Are there bad birthdays? I don't know. I remember dreading a few of my birthdays, but that was all in my head. I remember being so nervous about turning 22. Oh, that's my alarm. I'm gonna leave this a little longer because I'm having so much fun catching up with you guys. I do have a lot of work I need to do. I have a lot of work I need to get done tonight, but I want to go a little bit longer since I haven't seen you guys in so long. Um, but oh, Phil, I'm sorry you're dreading your birthday. I hope you have a fun birthday. Oh, High Generation Productions. Oh, Phil, because it means I'm 3 years away from being 30 next Wednesday. Well, that's not bad. That's so young. That's so young. and this is the thing that I'm realizing is that not only is time relative, but age is very relative too. And I've met some people that are so spirited when they're older. And I've met some young people that are very kind of closed off and closed down already when they're very young. So much of it is about mindset. Um, because there you can be lively and enjoy your life, I really believe, until much later in your life. But a lot of it is about mindset and identity and how you feel. So I don't want to invalidate you because if you're really dreading it, that's totally understandable. Because I've done that myself too. But I'm starting to like worry a little bit less about those things and just focusing on what I want out of life and how to get that and how to get the most out of it and enjoy it the most. I think just enjoying things more makes me feel younger. Whatever that is. Like if I want to like if you want to play a video game, play the video game and really enjoy it. Allow yourself to enjoy it. Don't just play it and like feel bad about yourself for playing it. You know? Like those little tweaks, they sound so insignificant, but they make such a big difference because it's like the difference between getting like juice out of life versus feeling like you've juiced the fruit dry and you're throwing away the husk. Like there's always more to get from it depending on the angle. But I don't know. That's just me. But I find that helps. Scott Gordon. Hi, Scott Gordon. Macy, another super chat. Oh my gosh. Macy, thank you so much. I can't highlight this. That's the one thing about the YouTube thing is I can't highlight the super chat. I want to be able to show this off. I can't show it off. Well, okay. I can't show off the super chat, but I'm very grateful anyway. Macy Van Dusen for $20 sent you a couple of pics. Today in Tucson, Arizona, woke up to find a thick layer of snow covering everything. Oh yeah, global warming in full force. Oh my gosh, really? Snow in Tucson. Very cool. I'm assuming you mean you sent me pics on Ko-fi, Macy. I haven't checked my Ko-fi since the last time I don't remember. I think I was on this weekend maybe, or maybe yesterday. I will check though because I really want to see those photos. And that's so cool, snow. So when I drove across the country to see family for the holidays with Nova, and she's staring at me right now from her box. I wish I could just bring the box. Maybe I can bring the box up here. Hang on, guys. You want to come see everybody? You look so cute. You look so cute. Look at Nola. Nola. Say hi to everybody. Hi. Yeah, we're going to sit together. Yeah. See, now we can have the best of both worlds. You can sit in the box and we can be together. So I was driving home and I drove on the way there. We took the northern route, which I usually prefer. I love it because we get Utah, Colorado. It's beautiful. You see the mountains and it was snowing. But then because the snow is so bad that way, we decided to take the southern route home. So we ended up through the tail end of the trip was through Flagstaff, Arizona, which was so beautiful. I had no idea how beautiful it could be this time of year. It was like a winter wonderland. It was so beautiful. So I believe you, Macy, but I didn't know that Tucson would get that much snow. That's crazy, especially this time of year. That's very cool. But thank you so much for your super chat. And then the next time I'm on Ko-fi, I will definitely check out those photos you sent me. Thank you. Phil TMNT. Now there are two beautiful ladies on screen. Yes, Nova's a beautiful lady, isn't she? Look at that little princess. She's very happy. The more boxes we have in the home, the happier Nova is. Yeah, she's purring right now. I don't think you can hear her. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Krista Joe, Jedi Bunny, have you been playing any games or reading any good books lately? I've been building Legos and playing Disney's Dreamlight Valley to relax. That's so nice, Krista. I really want to get back into reading more. I used to read all the time and I started reading again but I recently picked up more work and my schedule has I'm still not used to it. That's not a good it's just an excuse because I can always make time for reading and I should make more time for reading. But it is one of my favorite things to do because it's so relaxing. I'm looking at my books right now and thinking like which one I want to read. Um, I actually started reading this book by this woman named Dr. Shafali Sabari, and she's a psychologist, but she also talks about like child development a lot and also like family dynamics. And I find that kind of stuff so I'm gonna put the box away since Nova's not here. Nova abandoned us. Um, and I just find that kind of stuff so fascinating, especially as I get older, not only working with children, but also thinking about being a mom one day. Like these are all things that I kind of want to know and understand. So that one is really beautiful. It's really beautifully written and it speaks a lot about like how if we go through life with an unchecked ego, it isn't us who parents our children, it's our ego that parents the children, or that projects onto the children rather than parenting. And I find that such a fascinating concept to think about. And as a teacher, I've been able to see that so often in my students and then their relationship with their parents. So it's really cool to have a book that kind of marries that concept that I already was kind of observing to actual like data and real like empirical evidence and studies and stuff. So that's really cool. As far as playing games, I haven't played any games in so long. I think the last time I played, you probably were there, Krista, when we were playing Mario Kart. That was the last time I think. I haven't been on my Switch in so long. I just like I would love to play, but I think my favorite game to play is what's it called? Breath of the Wild, the Zelda game. It's just so beautiful. But when I get on there, I just want to spend my whole time in that world and just like disappear into it. And I just haven't had the time away to be able to just really sit down and play that. So no, long story short, I haven't really been playing any games, but reading I definitely want to get back into. There are a few books on my list that I really want to read. One of them is called Denial of I think it's called Denial of Death. It's a classic, and it's so well written. I was watching a YouTube channel break down some excerpts from it, and it's just like very heavy, but very relatable and like profound kind of stuff about humanity and the human mind and neuroses and how like neurotic behavior can be formed by kind of like not facing things head on, and how society kind of like builds us into a place where we don't face those things because it's more comfortable. Anyway, I'm going off on tangents now. Eric K. Thank you for your super chat, Eric K. It's great to see you, Eric. How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? How's your 2023 going, Eric? Yes, Krista Joe, I did hear there's a sequel coming to Breath of the Wild. I did hear that. I'm excited, but that means I have to finish Breath of the Wild and I really don't want to, even though I really do. I want to keep playing it, but I don't want to finish it. It's just one of those things. Um Guruga asks us, have I ever read Robert E. Howard Conan stories? No. Oh, basic swords and sorcery, but very flowery language. No, I haven't. That's awesome. Hi, Bruce Lombardo. Generation Productions, we'll see you later. Thanks for being here. It was so nice seeing you. I hope you're doing well. I hope your 2023 goes well. The Gemini Studio says, well, Arizona folks, let me know when you're tired of a few inches of snow. I'll send you the average 8 feet we get annually in BC, Canada. I love British Columbia. Where in British Columbia are you? I used to have family there. But I do think the Arizona folks are more so, I think Macy especially was more so making a commentary on like how they don't typically get snow. So it's very interesting. I'm just reading back through the chat, but that's usually when I get caught and then I get really behind. So I'm going to start reading now, present chat. Okay. I always do that. I'm like, oh, I missed so many chats. Let me go back in the back. But that's when I get lost. So if you guys had anything that you really wanted to say or ask, start asking now, because now I'm in the present. I'm not in the past anymore. Okay. Oh, Matt G, I sent a description in my last message about your great video opening at Jedi Bunny. I'll look for that, Matt. I'll look for it. Pyro Fusion Dancer says, "If you think Breath of the Wild is beautiful, just wait till you see the world of Elden Ring." I haven't seen it yet. Stunt Brat. Bunny, do you have an email? No. I only use it for work. I try to stay off email unless I'm doing it for work because work keeps me so swamped with so much stuff. I try to stay off all of technology unless I'm actually working. So I don't use my email for like YouTube stuff or anything. And no, I don't have a PO box, Stunt Brat. You're so sweet. You're so sweet to ask though. Thank you. Guru Goat or HP Lovecraft, those old pulp writers, right? Like No Tomorrow. I'm amazed they weren't more popular. Definitely using them as inspiration for my own book. That's awesome that you're writing, first of all. Very cool. I know there are several writers that come to the channel, and I get so proud when I hear that people are writing, but also a little bit of envy because I used to write a lot when I was younger, and I think I just squashed my own dreams at some point. I don't know why. I used to write so much, and then I just like I don't know why I really stopped. I just stopped writing. Maybe when I was at university, I just had enough of all the writing and just called it quits. But I'm very vicariously happy for all the writers that we have here. So good for you for writing. I have not personally read Lovecraft stuff. I mean, I've read some excerpts from his work, but I've never read a full piece of his work. But I find it hauntingly beautiful. And I love a lot of the theories, not theories, concepts that he works with like the void and that sort of stuff, the unknown. Very scary. Very scary. The peek behind the veil kind of stuff always freaks me out. Oh, I see how you guys are writing about a PO box. At this time, guys, it just doesn't make sense for me. I remember looking into it years ago, and it just like I just don't think it's worth it for me at this point just because I have first of all, I'm a minimalist. I don't know if you guys can tell. I don't have a lot of stuff, and I would feel so guilty, like, taking stuff from people, but then not really like, I don't want a lot of stuff, like physical things. I do try to keep my space very bare. Most of the stuff I have, like, that piece up there is a gift from my mother, which is very special to me. Um, and, like, everything else is kinda just, like, live plants. Those are stones that my mom got me. Um, I don't really have a ton of stuff, like, my pillows, obviously. I just have what I need for living, and then I don't really have a lot of decorative stuff. So, I don't know. I just feel like if you guys were sending me things, I'd feel guilty because 'cause I'd want it to go to people that were actually using it. Like, I tend to if I have leftover money at the end of the month after paying my rent and everything, I tend to save it. Or if I really want something, I budget for it, but I really don't like need any extra things at this point in my life. And maybe part of that, a big part of that actually was I was already into I was curious about minimalism for a few years. And then I had a series of losses in my life where I just decided, you know what, like I don't wanna hold on to anything that isn't bringing me, like, joy or meaning in my life right now, so I got rid of, like, so many things. I tried to unbuy them, which is, like, the minimalist term for you don't just throw things away, you try to either sell them or bring them to a good cause where you like, 'cause, actually, Goodwill will actually throw away a lot of the stuff that you bring them, so it's better to try to either sell them or bring them to a place that's actually, like, actively asking for them. So I tried to do that sort of thing with a lot of the stuff I had, but I don't know. It's so sweet that you guys want to send me stuff, but at this point in my life, it just doesn't really make sense for me. And I just want to be honest with you about that. But I really do appreciate the sentiment behind it. I just feel like I'd rather you guys keep it for yourselves and then send it to me. And or I don't know, like that's just how it is. Like I don't really have a lot of space. I'm not one of those YouTubers that has, like, a big shelf with displayed action figures behind me, as cool as I think that is when I see people with that. I just don't have the space. Maybe one day I'll collect more. I do still have all my Star Wars stuff, but that's at my dad's place in Rhode Island. Excuse me. Mm. And you also have to remember, my whole place is only a little over 700 square feet, and that's including my balcony outside, like my whole place. So I don't have a lot of space, and I don't even have anything hanging on my walls right now. So I'm very like bare bones right now. But yeah, that's why. I'm sorry if that was too long an explanation. um okay, let's see. Now I'm really behind in the chat. mm. Krista Joe. So I got a convection air fryer for Christmas. Oh my gosh, I got an air fryer too, Krista. It's like the best gift I've ever had. Oh my gosh, it does so much. So that's something that I love because it actually expands my lifestyle, my ability to do things. So I'm able to make so many more fun, exciting meals because I have an air fryer now. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. I love that kind of stuff. Like that's an investment. That's something that I love. And it doesn't take up that much space. I was so nervous when I got an air fryer. There was going to be this like huge contraption, but it's really, really manageable. And I still have plenty of space on my kitchen shelf. So, or cabinets. What are they called? Countertops. So it's so nice. That's so cool. So Krista's been experimenting making food, and it's much quicker making food than a regular oven or microwave. Yes. It's so cool. It makes great chicken. I make chicken in there, tofu, salt and pepper tofu, which I you guys might sound makes maybe it sounds gross to you guys, but you have to remember I was vegan for a few years, so I got really good at making vegan food taste good. I'm not vegan anymore. Don't worry. Don't worry about me. I'm okay. I'm not vegan anymore. But I did get really good at making vegan food actually taste good. So and you have to remember, tofu is an ancient meal for one of the most popular blue zones, Okinawa, and it's essentially fermented soybean, but not the kind of soy that everybody makes fun of. It's like actually sprouted organic soybean that is actually very good for you and full of phytonutrients. And they've been eating it for thousands of years, and it's not the soy milk kind of stuff that everybody makes fun of. It can actually be very healthy. Um, Oh, hi, DJ Fox. It's good to see you, DJ Fox. No, Spades Creations. Oh, great. The vegan teacher is going to come after you. Not her. That lady's, I don't want to be mean, but that lady horrifies me. I'm sorry. That lady's so scary. Yo, hey, awesome one. mm. Good to see you. Bruce Lombardo, did you ever find a group of tabletop role players in your zip code, or is that something you did back then? I've never done role playing games. I've always wanted to, but I haven't found any around here. I honestly don't think I have the time at this point, but maybe one day. But I've never done that. I always wanted to, but honestly, I think I was so shy growing up that I wasn't even friends with like nerdy people. I was too shy to even talk to nerdy people, let alone anyone else. So I didn't even get to make friends with the Dungeons and Dragons kids because I was probably so shy I couldn't even talk to them. Uh, hmm. Huh. Aw, Iron Raiden, I must go for now. It's always a pleasure catching you live. Your views and insight are most intriguing. Wishing all the best moving forward 2023. Much love. Iron Raiden, thank you so much for your super chat, and thank you so much for being here. I'm a little overwhelmed with live streaming because it's been a while, so I'm so sorry if I missed any of your other comments. I want to go through and like read everybody's old ones, but I get so lost in them. Um, mm, but it's always great seeing you, and I really do hope you're doing well. I hope your 2023 is going well so far. And thank you so much for the kind words too. It really means a lot. Mm. Guru goat, gonna dip, got a long day of plumbing ahead of me. Take it easy and see you in the next one. D&D is great. I stick to 1E. Time is hard to find, but definitely give it a look. Peace. Cool. That's cool. DJ Fox, thank you, DJ Fox. You can't answer everyone and have a productive conversation, people. Very true. That's actually one of the reasons I got so like shied away from live streaming was because in the beginning, when I first started live streaming, I was doing a lot of collaborations with bigger channels. So I had like a huge influx of people coming in, talking at me. Some people would get really upset if I didn't read their chats, but it's very hard for me. I get very overwhelmed very easily. So it can be very hard for me to keep up. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a teacher. And especially when I'm a teacher, I'm used to working with my classroom, but I'm also used to working with like being very connected with the kids and being able to talk to each one at a time, also addressing them as a group, but it's very different than in here because you're not able to see everything, especially because I only have a limited screen. And I'm sure any of you who have done YouTube yourselves can relate to this. But I think people that just comment that haven't ever done YouTube, I think it's hard for them to understand that you only see a limited screen. You only see it for limited time. So you're not able to see everybody all at once because I'm not a superhuman. And I do like to give everybody as much attention as I can. I like to keep up with everybody as much as I can, but it can be challenging. And then like this, the Atlantean who just sent me a hippo eating a 1 VP for a $2 super sticker. Those show up very clearly, which is really cool, but it also makes it like so that obviously I have to see that. So thank you so much for the Atlantean for your adorable super hungry hippo eating the 1 VP super sticker. That's very cute. Oh, thank you guys. Awesome one says, I was listening to Fat Steven play Hogwarts while half awake and half asleep most of the day. Oh, Fat Steven's very funny. Hmm. Okay, I'm caught up with this part of the chat, so let me see if I can go back a little bit and see. Boo, 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 boo. Bruce Lombardo, I'm a septic tank driver and tech apprentice plumber. Cool. It must be interesting. I imagine you see a lot of interesting stuff. Macy Van Dusen, I'm practically a chef at home. When it comes to meats and vegetables, I can make your taste buds jump with joy. That's awesome. I love it. Jabba's nutsack. Why are you ignoring some of her messages? Oh, see, that's why I was just explaining. I'm never ignoring anyone's messages. I'm just catching up. It's a lot to keep up with. I don't know if you have a YouTube channel yourself, but it can be a lot to catch up with, especially live and especially when you get overwhelmed easily. So um oh, you guys are awesome. Okay, I think if I missed anything back there, because I don't want to go back too far and be not caught up at all, let me know and come back in with new things. All right. Who is Maxla? That's like Ryan Dyer. Oh, I think you brought her up before too. I don't think I've seen her before. Is she a new channel? I don't think I've heard that name yet. The Outlaw Gamer. You ever try washing your hair with Coca-Cola? It works great. No? Why? What does it do? um, to Gemini Studios. I'm so stoked to share some live space. I gotta run over to Twitter for a bit to see if the automatons are handling their shit. Might get back if you're still growing in a bit. Cool. Oh, enjoy Twitter. Oh my gosh, you're braver than I am. I don't think I could ever do Twitter. Steven Yarnell, Kelly, are there any new video topics you're considering making? Yes, I have lots that I want to do. Actually, Steve, I'd love to hear from you if you have any recommendations or like ideas, flights of fancy, because I kind of want to do some new stuff. I want to do more fun, light stuff, kind of like I used to do, breaking away from the more serious kind of self-help topics that I've been doing recently. I still will, of course, incorporate those kinds of things, but I kind of want to explore, have fun, do some more, like I said, kind of lighthearted things. I have a thing in my notes where I have written down all the different topics that I'm interested in kind of going over. Um, One is like, because I've been watching so many comedy specials lately, I actually went to see a live comedy show a few weeks ago. I went to a live like comedy course, and I actually did like like I actually went on the stage and like did a few minutes of jokes, and like I'm not a stand-up comedian at all, but it was really fun and exciting, and it was just really cool. I won these tickets at another comedy show that I went to. I was actually seeing my friend Jessie live. She does comedy. She's really good. Um, but so I won so I saw her, and then I won these tickets to go to like a comedy class, and it was so fun and it was so interesting because there are so many different levels to it. And I took all of these notes, and it's like a very soul-bearing, vulnerable thing, I think, for people to get into stand-up comedy. But it was really cool, and, so I was thinking of doing something about, like, the cultural significance of comedy and how it kind of reflects back to us, like, what we're going through in that time period and why comedians are so important, especially the more, like, hard-hitting ones. And that's why I love, like, Bill Burr, and I know this is probably, like, I'm probably not supposed to say this, but I still really like Louis CK as a comedian. Oh my gosh, like, despite, how much flack he got in the last several years, I still think he's a phenomenal comedian, and one of my favorites, and I just really love the art of comedy, watching comedians, and I think that they're able to bring up things in us that we should be talking about, but a lot of people, especially socially, are being encouraged not to talk about or to talk about through a very specific lens. So I was thinking of doing a video on that maybe, but I still have to flesh out a lot of the ideas about it. Because it's just so freaking funny. When you can laugh about something that makes you uncomfortable, I really think that that's one of the best medicines out there. So I love that. Okay. Jack Burton. Seems like everyone's cool here. Kelly, you're a teacher? Nice. Yes, I'm a teacher. It's extremely rewarding and beautiful and also very challenging. But yeah, it's good. Brian Dyer, Carmaxla is new. I recommend you're kind of new. I'll recommend checking her out. I will. Thank you. I'm always looking for new stuff. I'm always looking for new things, new ways of thinking, new people to watch, new types of content. So thank you for the recommendation. I'll check that out. Outlaw Gamer says that was just a joke, Kill Kill. I missed it. I didn't even see what it was. What was it? I missed it. It's impossible. It's so hard to keep up. Awesome, awesome one, man. Last time I saw you stream, I think you were on with Justin Proper or yeah, that was a long time ago. I haven't been on someone else's live stream in so long, and I barely stream on my own channel. I wanna do it more. I always say that, but I really do. It's just hard balancing it with my actual, like, work-life balance. It is hard. Um, yeah, Phil TMNT, exactly. Live streams, it can be a challenge to keep up with the chat, for sure. Yeah, Phil, I know you know because you 'cause you're on YouTube too, as the actual creator. Alright. Yeah, I'm sorry, Outlaw Gamer, I couldn't see your last I didn't know what your last comment was, so I missed it. Feel free to say it again, though. Oh my gosh, DJ Fox, when I first started keto, stevia cream soda was, like, the first sweet thing I could get in stores. Dude, I live off of Zevia. Um, this is the caffeine-free cola. Oh my gosh. It's so freaking good. I love this stuff. This has been my favorite flavor. I love the cream one too, but sometimes I'm not always in the mood. This is one that I can just drink no matter what, like day or night. I can drink this one no matter what. Um, but they have a lot of good flavors. Mm, awesome one. Did you bomb? Yes, yes and no. So it was funny because it wasn't so when they had me get on stage, it wasn't like do a whole comedy routine. It was I had been taking notes the whole time and you kind of do these like little like exercises where you're working on a joke. You're working on like one joke and one kind of way of telling it. So I kind of like played with that a little bit and I did get laughs, but I also think I like bombed and got laughs at the same time. Like I made people laugh because I did an impression and I think my delivery was kind of like surprising for people. And I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. but but it was fun. It was just something that kind of like popped in my head and I decided to go with. So I would say I half bombed and I half made people laugh just through my like delivery because I didn't like put on an act or anything. I was just being myself. And I think one thing I've noticed with a lot of stand-up comics, I see they all have this kind, not all of them, because some of them don't, but they have this kind of like persona that they put on when they do their act, which is really fun. It can be really funny, but I think it also keeps them like safe, where they don't necessarily have to like be their raw selves as much. So I was kind of much more my raw self because I don't know how to I don't know, I just don't feel like fully comfortable putting a persona up. So I think that that maybe made people laugh that I was kind of more, I don't know, my raw self. But yeah, it was definitely not great. I definitely didn't kill. I'm not a natural born stand-up comic, if that's what you're asking. Yes, I probably did bomb by most definitions, which I love. I love it. I mean, the comedy show I went to a couple weeks ago, this one guy bombed so bad, but I loved it. It was so fun. It was like I love it because it's like special. I don't know. It's vulnerable. And he knew he was bombing. You could tell that he knew that he wasn't doing well. And so I was laughing at all of his jokes because they were bad. And it was so fun. I almost enjoyed it more because he was bombing. And like some people weren't laughing at all. I'm like, come on, guys, this is funny. Like he's bombing. That's funny. Like I think that people bombing is funny too. And if you're like too serious of an audience member where you can't even laugh at someone bombing and telling jokes badly, I think that's so funny. So I don't know. I loved it. I like watching people bomb in a good way. Mm. Oh my gosh, Mr. Dudapesh. So it was a laughing bomb or a bombing laugh. LOL. Ah, oh my gosh. Both. Mr. Deerfish, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Peking, what were some of his jokes? I wish I could remember, man. They were so bad. Um, one joke he told completely wrong, and he said it in the middle. He's like, wait, no. He said he was telling the joke, then he said, oh, wait, no, I got that wrong. Let me retell it. So he started over and retold the joke. I was laughing so hard. I thought it was so great because he didn't have a persona. He was just kind of being himself. He seemed almost like he was like just a normal guy, like almost like a normal kind of like grew up in a blue collar middle class household in the Northeast, maybe from like the Boston area, and he was just telling the jokes. Um, and then the last it was his last joke too that was supposed to be like the hardest hitting one, and he realized like two-thirds of the way through that he completely switched it around. So he's like, let me retell it. Thought it was I just thought it was so funny. Oh, okay. Hmm. Oh my gosh, Chrome keeps asking me if I wanna leave. I'm like, "Am I telling Chrome I wanna leave? I don't know what I'm doing wrong." Single songwriter. Hi, Jedi Bunny. I see smoke behind you. Is that normal? What is it? Thanks. That is my humidifier because it's really dry right now. Actually, it's a little bit more humid, but that's a it's a humidifier. Don't worry. My place isn't on fire. But thank you for your concern, single songwriter. That's very sweet, sweet of you. Hmm. Oh my gosh, Stunt Brat. I know this is between you and Optic, your conversation, but you said I took an improv class in the 80s at ABC. Afterwards, we would go hang out at improv, fun time. That sounds so fun. That's so sweet. Oh, Carol, Maine. I'm from Scotland. That's awesome, Carol. Where in Scotland? I have a great grandfather that was from Scotland, but I don't remember where. But he used to take a boat over from Scotland to uh, Boston back in the early days. Oh, Ryan Dyer says Carmexa is on Twitch more often than she's on YouTube, though. Oh, I don't have Twitch. I don't know how to use Twitch. Outlaw Gamer, the washing your hair with Coca-Cola comment, the one you read was a joke. Oh, I thought you were serious. No. Oh, Phil, I'm still nerding out that I got to verbally talk to Kelly. Phil, you're so sweet. It was so nice talking to you and seeing your cat, Nemo. Oh my gosh. Your cat is adorable. You know I love cats, and Nemo was freaking adorable. Hey, Sean Sarto. It's nice to see you. Long time no see. How are you? How is your 2023 going so far, Sean? Pay King says Twitch is throw up faces. Really? Is it bad? I don't know. I've never been on it. I don't know how to like watch anything on there. I really just like YouTube. YouTube is really the only social media I ever use. And as I've told you guys many times, I spend much more time watching YouTube than I do being on YouTube as any kind of a creator or YouTube person. I just love watching YouTube videos. It's so great. There's just so much awesomeness to watch there. I'd rather watch YouTube than most things at this point. Oh, Macy, gotta go now. So glad to see you. Streaming again, Kelly Jedi Bunny. And may you all have fabulous evening, night, morning, afternoon, depending on the rotation of your location. I love that. And then live long and prosper. Oh my gosh, I can never separate my fingers. Ooh. Live long and prosper, Macy. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for all your super chats today, Macy. You were so generous. And I will check out those photos you sent me on Ko-fi later too. I can't believe you got snow in Tucson. That's pretty crazy. Have a great night, Macy. Spiritual ascension. Hi, spiritual ascension. Have you ever been touched by an angel? Not that I know of, but I hope one day. I like to think that my mom is an angel and one day I'll feel her presence. I would really love that. Ryan Dyer, good night, everyone. Good night, Ryan. Ooh, Carol Main says Carnoustie in Scotland. Cool. Phil TMNT. Twitch is pretty much YouTube, but for gamers. Oh, well, I'm not a good enough gamer to be on Twitch then. You guys do not want to watch me game. I am so bad. The few times I played Mario Kart live with the Geeks and Gamers crew, I was so bad. I was always last, no matter what. No matter what, I was always last. So you guys do not want to ever see me play games. It's not worth it. Trust me. So finally, I think I'm officially caught up with the chat. How is everyone's 2023 going? Any weird experiences, updates, questions, fears, exciting news? Outlaw Gamer, I want to watch you game. No, you don't. It's so bad. Trust me. You don't want to watch me game. It's so embarrassing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Sean Sacatiro, get out of all of this racketeering if you get the chance to. What do you mean by racketeering, Sean? Awesome one. Stunt You Beat Me. I rarely used YouTube until John Talks held our attention for almost a year. Yeah. Yeah. John Talks did a good job. And now he does all those edited videos. I miss John Talks' live streams though. I wish he still did those. I miss the cowbell. Steve Yarnell, that would be fun. That would be a fun stream, Jedi Bunny Gaming. No. No. It would be painful to watch, I'm telling you. Your mom's angels bond to you through love. Thank you, spiritual ascension. I hope so. I miss my mom so much, and I like to believe that she's with me. Sean Sartre, all this social media make a living lifestyle. All this social media make a living lifestyle. I don't know if I know what you mean by that. By that, I don't know. All this social. I definitely don't make my living through social media. I wish I did, but I definitely don't. The way I make my living is through teaching. That's why I'm on here so rarely. I'm a teacher in the real world, not on YouTube. Bruce Lombardo. I'd enjoy gaming with you on an 80s style platforms like Spelunky or something light like that. Granted, you'd probably be a serious gamer who wants to be 100% completionist. No, I'm not a serious gamer. I'm not. I wish I could say I was. I really just like being in the worlds. Like, I never liked really fast, hard games where you had to kind of complete things. I really liked exploring. So that's why I love Breath of the Wild. If I do get back into my Nintendo Switch again, that's what I'll be playing. Breath of the Wild. I just love it because you can get action and you can complete tasks and challenges and puzzles, but then you can just explore this beauty. The world is so beautiful and you can train your horse and it's so cool. It's just really beautiful. You can cook food. Yeah, cool stuff. Agnostic gamer. I keep thinking there's a fire brewing behind you. What is that? That is my humidifier because it's very dry in here. Oh, Sean Sarto, that's what I meant. Social media is no place to make a living. Glad you are teaching. Yes, yes, yes. I agree. Yeah, I know a lot of people do make their living on social media, which I think is great because well, for them, I think it could be a wonderful place if, assuming that they're happy and they're fulfilled in what they're doing. But I think that's the double-edged sword is that a lot of people get into it. Hang on, my neighbors are pretty loud outside. Sorry if you hear the loudness. Hang on. I'm so easily distracted. Give me a second. My neighbor right across from me is very extroverted and she always has people over and she's very loud, but she's very sweet. She's very sweet. She's very nice and loving and sweet, but she's like the most extroverted person I've ever met. She constantly has people over and I'm the opposite where I'm just like hiding. So get a little distracted sometimes when she walks by with like 10 people. Um, mm. But yeah, I think some people get into social media for fun or maybe not anymore. Maybe some people do get into it for like um like you said, the racketeering element of it because they realize it can be very lucrative for them. And then it takes away, I think it ends up getting away for people where they become almost enslaved by it. And then they can't break away from whatever the routine is that they created within it, which is one thing I'm glad that I don't have. I wish I had time to do it more, but I don't think I'd ever want it to be my only form uh, of income that I relied on solely, because I think it would take away from my ability to do what I do in the real world with my students, and that's very important to me. Um, yeah. Phil TMNT, yes, I've played Knights of the Old Republic. That was the first game that I got really obsessed with. I went against my parents' rules. I wasn't allowed to have video games growing up, and this was the one rule of theirs I really broke, where I saved up all my babysitting and pet sitting money for, like, I don't even know how long it was. It was a long time. I walked to Toys R Us. It was, like, I think it was a 3-mile round trip, and I had bought myself the first Xbox so I could play and Knights of the Old Republic so I could play Knights of the Old Republic, and I loved it so much. That was the first game that I really got truly addicted to, and then once I played that, I played it both ways. I played it light side, dark side. I started playing it a third time, and then I was like, "You know what? I think this is a problem because I think one day I logged like 7 hours and I was like, I think I need to stop. And then I stopped playing cold turkey. And I think I eventually sold my Xbox and sold all my games and used the money towards like school or something. And yeah, that was that for a while. But then I got the Switch again a few years ago when I was playing with Geeks and Gamers and got into it for a while. But honestly, I get so into it that it's one of those things where it's like, I think I need to take some time away, especially when you're in the world, like the world, living in the world, playing in the world really is fun. Um, I don't know how I got behind the chat again. I thought I was up with it. Okay, here we go. Scott got his monetization back for sporking. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Good for him. Oh, stunt brat bunny. I've told you before. I wish you were my daughter, and then I could give you a huge hug. God bless, beloved girl. Thank you, stunt brat. You're so sweet. That means a lot to me. I know I don't have like a PO box or anything, but I wish I could give you a hug too because that's so sweet. Oh, Carol Maine. I lost my mom 9 years ago, and it still hurts. Carol, I'm sorry. My mom was 4 years. Was it 4 years ago this May? Was it 4 years ago this May? Oh my gosh, wait. I don't even know. Like, that's the crazy thing about grief for me is, like, it I still haven't I don't think I'll ever recover from it. Yeah, my mom was my best friend, and it's, like, totally it rocked my entire existence, so I'm so sorry, Carol. I'm so sorry about your mom. It does. I think it's one of those things where it will always hurt, and I've thought to myself, like, I'll be an old lady on my deathbed. I could be like 93 years old and I'll still miss my mom. That's the crazy thing about grief is that even though my mom would logically, of course, have been gone by then, I'll still miss her. Um, yeah, it's just an awful loss, especially when you're so close with them. And that mother-daughter bond can be so close. Yeah. Mm. I'm so sorry, Carol. My heart goes out to you. Sean Sarto, do you think they should put age restrictions into law for minors? I agree with that legislation. If you're referring to social media, that's very tricky. I would love that because I think the longer you can keep children away from technology, the better. But and especially social media because of what it does to the brain. But that's very tricky. That's very tricky. I don't know how we're going to do that. I think it's going to have to be up to parents for a long time. I know that when I become a parent myself, like I'm obviously going to be co-parenting with another person, and I'm going to want us to be on the same page, reasonably speaking. But it's going to be really like I really want our child to grow up with a connection to nature, connection to themselves, a connection to other people, be able to build those kinds of neural pathways first, where they're connecting with the world, and then like hopefully open them up to more things like as school days come in and their peer groups are playing with like video games and phones and social media, then like you're going to inevitably get pressure for children to want those things. But like I feel like the longer you can wait on letting kids into social media, especially, the better, because I just don't think it's good for the developing brain. I don't even think it's good for the developed brain once it's fully plasticized. Like I don't think it's healthy for adults either to be on social media and to have their identities feel so tied into what they're posting or not posting or whatever. I think it's very unhealthy. But as far as legislature goes, I think that's going to be very hard to get enacted. I think there's going to have to be a real threat to like the fabric of society, which I know that there is, but it needs to be like in front of Congress, like really vivid, like because I don't know. That's hard. I don't know enough on the topic to really be able to say, but I don't feel good about children being exposed to social media that early, personally. That's just me. I'm a teacher. I want to be a parent one day. I want to be a really good parent one day. I don't want to push my ideals onto my child and force them to do things that they don't want to do or keep them away from things that they want. such a delicate balance, but yeah, that's a tough one. Oh, I'm so far behind. Crap, I got behind again. Sorry. Ugh, single songwriter, it never leaves you, trust me. I hear that. I guess you've been through it too. Single songwriter, it's so hard. Oh, Krista Joe, thank you for deciding to live stream today. I've needed this chill stream to relax. Well, Krista, I'm so glad. It's so nice seeing you here. Tell me about the books you're reading too. I'm curious, what's your favorite book that you would read over and over again if you could? Um, and what's your favorite meal to make with your air fryer? That's what I'm curious about. Son brat. Kelly, I was so protective of my brats. I remember muting commercials and only playing classic Disney or Broadway musicals till they were older. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it would be so much harder now because it's so insidious. It's everywhere in phones. I see like this pains me, but I see like toddlers with cell phones and like screens, and I know that it's like it's the world that we're living in, but I don't like it. It just gives me a weird feeling. Carol Main, can I say that losing a family member hurts so much? Yes, Carol, you can say that. It is devastating. And I'm so sorry that you've had to go through it. And like you said, even 9 years on, it's something that stays with you. It lingers, it doesn't go away. I remember when I first lost my mom, I watched this amazing YouTube video. It was actually, I believe she was an Irish woman. She was such a good speaker. And she was talking about how when we're dealing with death and grief, people think that your grief gets smaller, but that's a misconception. Your grief doesn't get smaller, it stays the same size, but the container that you hold it in gets bigger. So as a person, you have to shift your identity to kind of hold it, and you create more space for it. So the grief stays in you and it stays the same, but you as a person, as a container for the grief, you grow. And I have found that to be true. And I think that's what people say when they say it gets easier or you get stronger. I think that they're kind of relaying that same message that you learn, you grow, you mold yourself to adopt different ways of seeing, feeling, and in dealing with the world around you after grief. And I think people that haven't necessarily been through a huge loss yet, I think lots of people have had little losses in their life, but a lot of people that haven't been through a huge loss, it's like there's just a disconnect. There's like a lost in translation thing where it's really hard for some people to be there um, presently for someone. So I'm so sorry. I think that's why grief can feel so isolating for so many people, is that especially in the Western world, we don't really have like a freedom to talk about it the same. We don't really incorporate it the same way. And even with religions like Catholicism and Christianity and modern Judaism, a lot of times, like even the rituals around death are very kind of cut and dry. And we don't get the real emotional, like, processing that we I think we used to get in older forms of those religions that were a little less like standardized, if that makes sense. I think there was a much more ritualistic feeling around death for millennia, and I think it's been kind of like washed away recently. So I think it's harder than ever for people to deal, especially recently with like I lost my mom during COVID, and like we never even had like a memorial service for her, and so like there was no ritual, there was no. It was just like, okay, that's it. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. Sorry, guys. um, um, but yeah, thanks guys for listening to that little rant. That's a heavy one. Sorry to drop that on some of you, but whenever I see someone that's been through grief, I hone in on them automatically because I know how lonely and isolated and scared I felt for so long when I was going through it. And I didn't feel like I was allowed to talk about it because I didn't want to bring people down. So I hope you never silence or censor yourself. But I understand why you would, because I was there too. And I did that myself. So Thank you for sharing, Carol. I really do appreciate that. Stephen Yarnell for your super chat. Thank you for your super chat. Tossing a coin to our Nova. I think 2023 needs to hear the silver sounds of Nova this fine evening. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can. I don't know if we'll have Nova's face because it's not the same. Ah, that's so funny. I might have to figure out a way to do that. Oh, I don't think I can show no, I don't think I have a like a screen for Nova's face. I don't know if I have a photo of her I can, like, put up instead. Oh. Steve, thank you for the super chat, though, that's great. Did you send 2? I think you sent 2 of the same one, hang on. I have 2 up here. I hope you didn't accidentally send it twice. Sorry if you did, Steve. Awesome One asks, "What is a Nova?" Nova is my cat, and she, has a ritual of singing at the end of all my live streams, but usually I do live streams through StreamYard where her face pops up when I sing, where it just shows her avatar, but I don't have access to that today, so I don't know how I would do that because I can't. Because Nova it's Nova that sings, not me. I'm not the singer, it's Nova. So, uh, yeah. Yeah. Mm. Okay, Krista says, "Oh man, baked potatoes in the air fryer are my favorite right now. Haven't read books lately, so I've been doing counted cross stitch projects for family presents and build Legos." Oh, you mentioned Legos before. Cross stitch projects. That's cool. What is cross stitch? Is that like crocheting or sewing? Ord's board. Hi, Ord's board. It's good to see you. Good talks. Aw. I hope you're doing well, Ord's board. How are things? How's everything going for you? DJ Fox says air fry everything. LOL. Oh no, awesome one said I had a cable box in my room. No kids have instant access to porn. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Oh god. Ord's board. Oh, he left already. Okay, he said got a jet. Okay. Yes, single songwriter says, "Take the kids on hikes and trails, lakes and streams." Exactly, exactly. That's how I grew up. I grew up hiking, going to the stream, fishing, searching for frogs, salamanders, riding my bike everywhere, sharpening spears, bows and arrows. Like, yes, I miss those days. Oh my gosh, Steve, my son's gonna be 12 and he's still not on social media. Yes, Steve, that's freaking awesome. Is it hard for like, are you finding it hard to keep him off? Is he tempted? Does he want to be on social media? Like, how do you navigate that with his peer group? Because I imagine it's really hard if his friends are on social media or if people that he knows or admires are on social media. Like, are you having a hard time keeping that line drawn, or what is that like? 'Cause I'm so curious about that. But really good for you for keeping him off this long, but I feel like it must be hard because I know you probably don't wanna be like the bad cop where you don't let him do what he wants to, you don't wanna deprive him, so I'm really curious about especially at that age, what's that like for you? Carol Mania, missing my own mom is so hard to get through. I know, Carol. How old are you now, or how old were you when you lost her? I think I was 32 when my mom died. Yeah. Uh, no age is okay. Like, I feel like even losing your mom later in life is just it's never especially if you're close, but even I've heard even when you have a strained relationship with a parent, it's always challenging no matter what, even if it's not the best relationship. Oh, my alarm again. Oh my gosh. I set alarms. I really do have to get going for work, guys. I have so much I have to catch up with. Um I'm a little behind on some stuff, so I should get going soon. I'm gonna wrap the stream up relatively soon, but I do wanna try to catch up with everybody's comments first. Um, any song requests tonight? Oh, no, I don't know how to do the song because Nova's face can't pop up. Because 'cause I'm not on, I'm not on StreamYard. I don't think there's a way. Hang on. Yeah, I don't think I can do it, guys. I don't think I can do it tonight. I don't think Nova can do it tonight because there's no way to, like, have her face. I would have to be on StreamYard. I'm sorry. Krista Jo says, "Stitching a pattern on Aida fabric. Either you create the pattern with cross stitch, floss, or buy a kit with everything you need to complete the project. Learn from my grandmas when they were alive." That's so beautiful. Oh, that's so sweet. Wow, what a great thing to learn. I love that. That's so nice. All of the women in my family did that kind of stuff, and I never learned how to do that. I really wish I had. It seems like such a relaxing thing to do. Like all the women in my family that did it and that still do it, it seems like they're so relaxed when they like stitch or crochet. They do like blankets and hats and scarves and stuff. They all just seem so relaxed when they do it. Oh, that's so cool. I love that you do that, Krista. Oh, single songwriter. I hope you have a great night too. Thanks for being here. I really enjoyed your what you contributed. Thanks for like being there in a very like you were a person of few words, but when you did speak, they were very like meaningful contributions. So thank you for that. That meant a lot. Very good like emotional support. Carol Maine 9 years ago. Yeah. Oh gosh. That's the thing with grief. Is like the time you really realize how relative time is and that it really isn't it doesn't feel as linear anymore after a big loss. It feels like you can shift back and forth between, oh my gosh, it feels like yesterday I was with my mom, but then sometimes it feels like it was forever ago and you haven't had her in forever. It's such a strange thing that I didn't know until I lost my mom. So, yeah, 9 years is a long time, but it's also not. Um Ceviche Gato. Hello there, Jedi Bunny Meow. Hi, Ceviche Gato. Oh, wow, I really was behind on this. I was behind on the stream. Oh my gosh, how did I get so far behind? Okay. The Gemini Studios, comedy is an alternative to violence, which helps us purge anger from the soul before it has nowhere else to go. I love that. That's beautiful. Pepper Dion says, "My girlfriend doesn't want us to have an air fryer. Why? My mom's one is awesome though. Why doesn't she want one? Is it the smell? Sometimes it depends on what you're making because it isn't always bad. But I notice sometimes when I make broccoli specifically or anything green, it smells kind of like seawater, like stale seawater. It's very interesting, but it's not all the time. Is it the smell? Because I know a lot of people complain about the smell, but that's the only thing I would say about it. It's not like a terrible smell. It just isn't like the most beautiful smell, but it's so much faster. It's so much faster, and you use so much less oil, so you go through less cooking supplies, which is really nice. So it saves time, it saves energy, and it saves money because you're not using as much cooking supplies because you're not using all the oil. Oil's expensive. Everything's expensive now. It's inflation. Um, Steve Yarnell, my son's into gaming, he studies karate and piano, that he's too busy to notice social media. Social media. He also doesn't have a phone. Ah, smartphone. That's so freaking awesome, Steve. I love that. I love how many activities he has going on. That's so good. That's so good. That's really great. Wow, you're doing a good job, Steve. I love hearing that. That's beautiful. The Outlaw Gamer. I'm gonna wrap the stream up soon. Translation. I'm about to be here for another 45 minutes to an hour. No, I really do gotta go. I really do. I really do because I actually have a lot of work I gotta get done, guys. I really do. The longer I'm here, the longer I'm taking out of my future self's energy to do the work that I need to do. I think when they're George Turner, I think when they're adults, kids will be grateful they weren't on social media when they were young and saying silly things that enemies will drudge up. Yeah, for sure. DJ Fox, just sit on the floor and hold her up. LOL. She's sleeping in a box. Like she's in a new box now. I don't want to wake her. I don't want to wake her up. I don't want to drag her out. Spiritual Ascension says, love to you all. Single songwriter. I'm a Jedi also. I can tell single songwriter. Sean Sarto, good night, JB. Great seeing you again. I got a haul load now. Driving a truck now in the USA. Get a good rest tonight and every night. Wow. Well, good luck with your truck driving. Did you ever listen to Art Bell, AM Coast to Coast? I listened to his old shows every night before bed, and I know a lot of long distance truckers listened to him back in the day. He's my favorite to listen to before sleep. All of his, like, so much of his content's on Spotify now or YouTube. You can listen to it. Mr. Dirapesh, I miss my cat Spart, and now the angry fluffy cat likes me. He's a quirky in his own right. Aw. I'm sorry you lost Spart. Losing pets is another hardship, man. Oh my gosh. I think the 2 hardest losses I had in my life, and I've lost a lot of people, and I've lost all my pets except Nova. And the 2 hardest ones were my mom and my childhood cat, Nico. And they were all of my losses were hard in different ways, and they were all very devastating. But those were the hardest ones to recover from because I think I just had, like, this unconditional love that I felt with both of them in very different ways. So I'm very sorry that you miss your cat, Spart. The Gemini Studios. Let's ask a question. What are the duties and responsibilities of a Jedi? That is an excellent question. I like to think that the duties and responsibilities uh, come back to personal accountability, um, and building. I love the quote, a happy person builds their inner world while an unhappy person blames the outer world. I love that quote so much. But to use that for a Jedi, I'd say like a Jedi takes accountability for what they can contribute to a situation, while a Sith blames the situation and takes no responsibility. I like that. Bruce Lombardo of Dick's Division. Wait, are you an extra virgin olive oil user? I use it for all my cold needs, like salad dressing or such. I love to saute with avocado oil. Yeah, so if I'm using high heat, I use avocado oil, and if I'm like drizzling or doing a very low heat, I'll use olive oil. The Gemini Studios. Well, I had a key conversation with Elon Musk this morning. Does that make it a good day? It depends. What was the conversation like? Very interesting. Hi, Chaos Hoy. Oh, Chaos Hoy, it's good to see you. I'm doing okay. How are you? I'm getting going soon, though. I have to get going because I have a lot of work to do. I've been on for a while now, over an hour. Hi, Legit36. How are you doing, Legit36? How's your 2023 so far? Single songwriter, mostly to make peace. Yeah, I love that. Jedi are great to make peace. Peacekeepers, upholders of virtue. Ooh, I love that one. Gemini Studios. Here's another question. What's the difference between making a living and creating a life? I love that. Big difference. Huge difference. Sun Brat, bunny at age 4. I named my first cat Tarko. I thought it was Toto. LOL. That's so cute. That's adorable. Spiritual ascension. Animals go back into the white light energy stream. I love that. I hope so. I hope that's what happens. Carol Main says, you losing my mom was like losing your heart. Yeah, exactly. That's how I felt. It's exactly how I felt. Bruce Lovato of Dick's Division. I need to go, Jedi Bunny. Chat be well. Treat Kelly like father. We'll escort you to the door if you misbehave. God bless you all. Buy water purification tablets. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. I do need to get some of those for real. Okay. Oh my gosh, the Gemini Studios. Who remembers Joust on the Atari? So I didn't have Atari, but I had a Joust on my Game Boy. I love Joust. That was a hard game. Anyway, on that note, I think we gotta go. I'm sorry that Nova can't sing tonight, but there's no avatar for her. So I don't think she's gonna be comfortable singing. I'm so sorry, guys. I hope maybe next time I'll try StreamYard first, even though it just seems like it hasn't been working. So I guess I have to do YouTube now. It's so weird, but I don't know how to use like a avatar thing. It's so strange. Anyway, I'm gonna have to get used to this format. Um, but yeah, you guys have been great. It's been so nice talking with you guys. Thank you so much for showing up, even though this was a completely last minute live stream. I didn't even know I was going to do it, but it felt so good to see you guys. Some familiar faces, some new faces, great questions, some great just information and updates from you guys. We got some really heartfelt, sweet messages and some vulnerability, some laughs. It was a great stream. I'm really glad I was able to hang out with you guys. So thank you so much. You guys made this really special. And I feel really good. I'm really glad that I did it. I'm really glad that you guys were here. You were part of it. I don't know the next time I'm going to stream. I don't know the next time I'm going to make a video, but hopefully soon. I am working on a video. It's going to go out to my Ko-fi supporters first because they are my ride or die. Shout out to any of you guys that are here or listening in post. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you so much. But I also appreciate everybody else here. So thank every one of you so much. And yeah. Also, I will give a hint out to those of you who are here just because you've been watching. The next video that I am editing does have to do with Jedi, and it does have to do with shadow work and Jungian philosophy. So that should be interesting. Anyway, you guys have been awesome. Let me see the last few comments I'll keep up with. Steve Yarnell asked, Kelly, do you change up your music with your mood? Yes, I definitely do. If so, are you listening to anything currently? Steve, I change my music up definitely with my mood. I have so many different random music tastes. Like I'm going to try to name some of my favorites off the top of my head. I love The War on Drugs, an amazing band. Absolutely beautiful. I love Bob Marley, one of my favorites. Simon and Garfunkel, The Beach Boys, Wilco, Grizzly Bear, The Beatles, Pink Floyd, one of my absolute favorites. I love Pink Floyd very much, but sometimes they can be a little too dark for me. Queen, Roy Orbison, Elvis, Tyler the Creator, awesome rapper, very cool. I used to really love Kanye. It's a little hard right now because I think he's going through some real struggles, but I still like his music. Like his music still bops, but he's definitely he needs to figure his social media and public presence out a little bit. Gotta work through some of that. So I'm not listening to him right now currently. There's another band that I love that I always forget the name. I always forget the name of them. Oh my gosh, but it's a really good band that I found like within the last several years. They're from North Carolina. They have a song called Seasons. I'm gonna try the let's see. I want to tell you that, guys. There's also another band called Hers that I really liked from Liverpool. It was just two of them. Future Islands. That's the band I was thinking of. Future Islands. Love Future Islands. But I'd say if I had to pick a favorite for my more recent mood, I would say The War on Drugs. I love his voice. I love his lyrics. I love the guitar is beautiful. The sound mixing is gorgeous. They're just beautiful songs. Also, there's another band called White Lies from England. Death is one of my favorite songs ever. It sounds morbid, but it's a freaking amazing song. Just sounds like classic English, like not classic English rock, but like classic English electric rock. It just feels like an instant classic. Yeah, I love all different types of music. I love lo-fi. But then, like, there are times where I just wanna listen to Indian flute music and, like, Celtic music and harps, and I love the or not the soundtrack, the score to Lord of the Rings, and obviously anything by John Williams, Hans Zimmer. I don't know. So, yeah, it does definitely change with my mood, but if you were gonna ask what my most recent bands have been, I'd say War on Drugs and the other band that I just mentioned, Future Islands. I love those 2. Really cool. And also if I'm ever really Sublime. If I'm really down, I will listen to Bob Marley because it's really hard for me to be in a bad mood when Bob Marley's on. I just love it. I just love the vibes. Beautiful. Okay. Now I definitely missed a lot of stuff. Okay. Hi, Suffenders. Son Brat Kelly, you inspire me to get rid of my crap in my place. Yeah, it's really freeing. I do really recommend it. You don't have to become I'm not like a minimalist, like I'm not like I don't like have nothing. I obviously have stuff in my place, but it's all stuff that I really love. And it's all stuff that I use. It's very utilitarian. It's stuff that's very meaningful to me. So it's a lot of things are gifts from people that I love, gifts from my mom, I have a lot of plants like that I love, and then just things that I use that make my space useful. And I like to just have space to move around in, and I don't like having a lot of clutter. And if I ever feel like I have too much, I just find a way to move it out of my space because I really believe that if you have a cluttered space, like it takes up space in your mind. I don't know. I think there are people that function really well with clutter, but I personally feel like if I know that there's clutter in my space, my mind feels more disorganized. I think about the stuff that I have. I think about I should do this, I should do that. So it definitely helps me live a more streamlined life to have less stuff. Feels really good. To Gemini Studios, I've spent the last 3 years grieving the passing of my mother while avoiding jabs like Neo dodging bullets and having meth addicts trying to stab me to death, and the crown charging me with assault. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm very sorry about your loss, but I'm also very sorry about all those other hardships you've been facing. That sounds like quite a lot to face. And I hope you find whatever way through it works best for you because that's what life is about for each of us is just we're all going to be dodging bullets like Neo at one point or another, but I guess it's with the fluidity and grace that we're able to manage that determines how juicy our life really feels. Legit 36. Oh wow, I didn't expect Tyler the Creator. Yeah, I do really like Tyler the Creator. I really do. I think he's got some great stuff out there. Just different. He's just very different. He's very smart. He's very good. It's hard to it's hard for me not to enjoy his work. I really liked Flower Boy. That was probably my favorite album from him. But his more recent one's been good too. DJ Minty Wolf Fresh MW. Never heard of War on Drugs. I'll check them out. Yes, check them out. You might like them. I don't know. I know music's very subjective, but I find them to be just an amazing band. I think they're from Pennsylvania, Philly originally. Just a great sound. The guy has an amazing voice with a lot of depth. And like just a lot of soul to it, and then the music itself is really beautifully done, beautifully put together, really well laid out album with a lot of beautiful themes on love, life, uh, just like the deep reservoir of human feeling, but then the music itself is actually good because you can write that kind of stuff all you want, music isn't always good, but the music's actually there. It's great, good execution. Steven Yarnell, joke time. Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin agreed to take care of each other's gardens. This means Roger waters Robert's plants. I've never heard that joke. That's great. Oh my gosh, that's great. Wow. That's a great joke. Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin agreed to take care of each other's gardens. This means Roger waters Robert's plants. That's great. Oh, that's freaking awesome. That's a great joke. Also like Led Zeppelin, but I'm definitely more of a Pink Floyd fan. I'm definitely more of a Pink Floyd fan. Yeah. but appreciate Led Zeppelin for sure. It's so interesting how subjective music is. It really is so cool. That's a good one. Gemini Studios, it's been about 5 years since I have any physical human contact with someone who genuinely cares and comprehends what I'm going through, but I still have my health, so that's good, I suppose. Health is paramount. If you have your health, that is definitely great. It's a great foundation to work with because if you have your physical health, you have the capacity to work on other things in your life. And that's really where it's at is like the ability to be able to work on things. Because I think a lot of people that are struggling with their physical health, it can kind of compound to the point where it feels like working on anything else just is too much or overwhelming. So if you can get yourself to a place where your physical health is good enough, you're able to take care of yourself physically, move, have enough energy throughout the day, then you can tackle some other stuff. So, but so much about life is really just about that inner work. And I'm getting to a place more recently where I don't want to complain, I don't want to vent, I don't want to emotionally dump on people. I just want to get my shit done. Like I want to do it. I have aspirations. I have things that I want. I have things that I enjoy and I just want to go for them and I want to do them. And when I hear other people, I have friends that come to me with what's going on in their lives and some people are more constructive about it than others, but it's always beautiful when you hear people talk about what they do have and what they're grateful for. Um and what they're working on. I just love that because the human experience, like, I don't think it's ever an easy road for anybody. I don't think anybody's just shot out of a cannon with everything going for them. I think everybody has to pick up different things along the way and struggle with different things along the way. And some people's attitudes are just they just they just do it. They don't complain, and I just admire that so much. I wanna be more like that too. And I know a lot of you guys in the chat are like that, where you just, like, you show up, you're in great spirits. I'm sure you have your own struggles, but you're just making things happen. You're just making things work. You're dealing with it, and I just admire that so much about people when they can be like that, and I wanna be more like that too. It's definitely a great quality. But then again, I also love being there for people. I shouldn't say I love being there for people, but I am called to be there for people that are struggling, but I also need to have boundaries and not let myself get too poured out because I used to do that a lot where I'd feel like, "Oh my gosh, I need to rescue this person because 'cause they're struggling," and I can't do that because you can't really make anybody else feel better truly. You can express yourself authentically, you can listen, you can validate, um, but you can't fix anyone's problems for them. That's everyone's on their own journey. So, yeah. Oh, I still love that joke, Steve. That was amazing. Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin agreed to take care of each other's gardens. This means Roger waters Robert's plants. So good. Oh, I love that so much. Spiritual ascension. Since my family left, I have 3 houses full of stuff. My house is like a museum now. Oh my gosh. Wow. What are you gonna do? What do you want to do? How do you feel about it? Do you like that? Does it feel good, like, to have those memories, or do you feel overwhelmed with all of it? Do you wanna change that? Mm. Wow, João Paulo says, "Please check out Dream Machine, great independent band." I will, Dream Machine. Dream Machine. I love independent bands. Making it happen, man. Dream Machine. Any song recommendations specifically from them? Dream Machine. Yeah, because when I just look up Dream Machine, all these stupid ads come up for, like, dream machines, which I guess is a thing, but let me know what song if you have a specific song, I can look up I'll write up, music and see if that changes it. Dream Machine, Come Along, music video. Ooh, okay, cool. I'll check that out. I'll check out Come Along at least if I don't see anything else from you. Single songwriter writes, hashtag "stay happy," hashtag "keep laughing." I love that. Stunt brat. Funny, my last ex was 9 years younger than me, like raising my 2 brats plus 1 LOL. Oh my gosh, robbing the cradle. That's funny. Uh, I guess it would work out if they were mature for their age. I think, like, that's the thing that I'm realizing more and more is, like, I was saying that in the beginning of the stream, like, I've met some older people that are so spirited and, like, they just enjoy their lives and they're just going for it and, like, taking care of it, taking care of themselves, like, they don't have any time for BS, they don't have any time for complaining, they just enjoy things, and then I've met some older people that are just, like, so grumpy, and they just complain, and everything's a problem, and, "Oh, back in my day," it's so interesting that you can have 2 people that are the exact same age, but one just feels so crumbly and dry and, like, unhappy and just, like, they just seem older. They really do. Some people seem older because of that, and then, some people they could even be older and feel so light, like, lively and juicy and fun. I just love that. It's so cool, the diversity of the human spirit. Mm. Steve Yarnell says, "My parents are 11 years apart." That's cool. My grandparents, my papa Gus was 10 years older than my mochita. And he said he had a saying, I forget what it was in Lithuanian, but it translated to something like, "If you marry a woman 10 years younger than you, she'll take care of you for the last 10 years," or something like that. It was like a funny, like, joke in Lithuanian, but then in English, it's like, "Whoa, whoa, Papa Gus." Oh, man, he was funny. He was so funny. Oh my gosh, my Papa Gus, he lived to be 96, but he had such a joy for life. He was such a happy man. Man, he just seemed younger. Mm. Spiritual ascension, you're trying to sell 2 of the houses and have less on your mind. That's good. That's good. I mean, I guess that's good because then, yeah, like you said, you'll have less on your mind. You won't have that awareness that you have that much, so much to have. All that stuff, especially if they're still filled with stuff. I wish you luck on that because I imagine that's quite a journey in and of itself, just selling a home. Um, George Turner said Leonardo DiCaprio probably has kids that that are older than his girlfriend's parents. Oh my gosh, that's so weird. You're probably right. That's so true. Oh, that's so funny. Okay. Jao Paulo says, "Come along." A good funny start. Maybe come along. Along. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll check that one out. That's the one that came up first anyway. I saved it to my watch later playlist. Thank you. Steve Yarnell, Papa Gus was awesome. Papa Gus sounds awesome. Yeah, he was. He was so funny. Oh my gosh. He was so sweet. Every time we'd have like Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, any dinner that involved gravy, we'd pass the gravy around the table. And no matter what, for my whole life, and probably even longer, probably his whole life, he would always say, "Navy has their gravy and the army has the beans, beans, beans." Every time. And it drove my mochita crazy. She hated it. She would always just sit at the table and go and roll her eyes because my mochita was very quiet, very introverted, barely made a peep, but very sweet, very like loving. And she just smile and like look around at everybody and just be happy everybody was together. My Papa Gus was like, he just loved being around people. He was much more exuberant. He loved laughing. So he always had to say that. The Navy has the gravy and the Army has the beans, beans, beans. Yeah. And he used to say it in Lithuanian, but then he started translating it to English for me when I was little because I wanted to know what he was saying, and I didn't speak Lithuanian fluently. DJ Fox, I'm so happy you decided to stream. Your timing is great as always. Thank you, DJ Fox. I'm glad I streamed too. It's really nice. George Turner, Lithuanian's a very difficult language. That's cool that you know that, George. Have you tried it or do you speak it? I know it's a very old language. Apparently, it's one of the oldest surviving languages, and it also has some similarities with Sanskrit as well. You've looked at it. That's cool. Yeah, my grandparents were from Lithuania. My mother's first language was Lithuanian. but I don't really speak much of it. I can understand a little bit if I hear it, but I can't really speak it. Maybe I could. Oh, you're trying to learn Ukrainian. Yeah, that's close. Steve Yarnell, my Sicilian pop always used to say, "Sit down, it costs the same." That sounds like such a Sicilian saying. That's adorable. Oh, "Sit down, it costs the same." That's so cute. I like that. I can hear that. I can hear a Sicilian ma like an older Sicilian man saying that. "Sit down, it costs the same." That's so cute. Spiritual Ascension, sold a 1965 Mustang to my cousin today. Merry Christmas, cousin. Oh, wow, a '65 Mustang. What a trip. That's pretty cool. Stunt brat. My Swiss grandma spoke French, German, and Switzerdeutsch. Ooh, that's awesome. I love that. I love when I meet people or I hear about people that are like trilingual, quadlingual, 5 languages. Like, it's so cool, especially the people from older generations. Like, my Papa Gus spoke similar to yours. Like, I think he could speak Lithuanian, English, Italian, Russian, I think a little Polish, and a little German, but he was fluent in Lithuanian, pretty fluent in English, and then I think he was pretty fluent in Russian. But it's just like it's so cool. But that's very common, I think, in European people to speak multiple languages. It's not as common in Americans unless they're like first generation American and one of their parents is an immigrant. Um, it's so cool though. Oh, it just lights up. I'd love to one day learn more languages 'cause it just lights up a totally different part of your brain. And I think it gives you more empathy as a person as well. Because you realize that when people speak different languages, they think in different languages and they feel in different languages, which is such an interesting concept because I think we think of language as such a divisionary, like dry thing, but it's really very fluid. And when people are from different cultures, those different cultures don't just like speak differently, they think and feel differently too. So it opens up a whole new world for you. And I think learning a new language could be a great empathy builder. Um, yeah, cool stuff, philosophically speaking. Outlaw gamer. Hey Kelly, so what are you gonna do tomorrow night when you finally finish this stream? To Gemini Studios, music is the best language there is. Check out the transformative power of classical music. TED Talk. Thank you. I love that kind of stuff. TED Talk. I'm always looking for a good TED Talk. Legit 36. What are your thoughts on James Gunn's DC plans? Honestly, I'll believe it when I see it. I'm not going to make any assumptions and I'm not really like keeping up with that stuff, but if it's good, I'll watch it. But I don't know. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on James Gunn's DC plans? Because I haven't like been excited about anything from the DC universe in a very long time. Like unless it has to do with Batman and the Joker kind of stuff. I just haven't been like excited about like Superman, Batman stuff, which sucks because I grew up with Superman and I love Superman and I also love Batman. And I don't know, I've just been kind of like I just feel like it's been a little bit not my personal style, but I don't know, change my mind if you're into it. Steven Yarnell, 65 was the very first Mustang. I didn't know that. That's so cool. Wow. I don't know why I assumed they were around longer than that. That's so cool. Wow. So Spiritual Ascension sold your cousin the very first line of the Mustang. That's very cool. Legit 36. I think anyone who could speak multiple languages fluently is amazing. I agree. I really do agree. It's very cool. DJ Fox is the thing I hate most about American schools. They should have taught at least one more language as small children. Yeah, I know it's like they're missing out because children's minds are so plastic at that age. They're so like open and it's so easy for them to pick up these things. Like children pick up things so easily. I wish my mom had spoken Lithuanian to me growing up, but she wanted to speak English because then I would have been able to think and feel in 2 different languages, which would have been so cool and have that extra depth of understanding. But I think a lot of, parents that are immigrants, I mean, speaking for my mom, I think she struggled a little bit with being an immigrant, because there was, like, some judgment that came with it when she was very young, and even though she obviously proved herself as she got older, assimilating into American culture, like, when she was young, there were a lot of rites of passage going on with children being judgmental, and she was made fun of for her accent, she was made fun of for not speaking English, and she also grew up in England, so when she came to America for the first time, she had, like, a Lithuanian English accent, so it was, like, very different for kids, and kids don't understand, so they make fun of it. So I think it kind of, discouraged her from wanting to speak around me growing up, and even though that was, like, an old story of hers, I think she still maybe carried that with her, I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of embarrassment there, but I agree that I think language it's such a missed opportunity for children to learn, especially American children, because, like, I feel very grateful growing up here. I feel very privileged growing up in America, especially having, parents and family that are immigrants and knowing how much work it took to get here and how much work it took to build a life here. It like, I have so much reverence for that. Um, but at the same time, I also see where, like, a lot of my, like, schoolmates growing up didn't have that same, like, understanding of, you I don't think they saw how special it was, and because they didn't have a parent that they had parents that had lived here for, like, centuries or a long time, so I think there's that disconnect of, like, if you had the extra language, you could think in another way, you could see America through another lens, you could see your own experience through another lens, then you could see that's the thing about being able to see things through multiple factors is you can see how lucky you are, and I think a lot of people that grow up here, like, don't know how lucky they are to grow up here. Um and how many chances and opportunities they have in different ways. So I've always felt very grateful for that, from having an immigrant household or at least a partial immigrant household. Mm. But the language thing, I think, would give people access to that at a young age because they'd be able to converse with other people from other places in that home language and have that level of understanding that you can't get the same way as, like, a tourist in a destination. If you can speak a language fluently, you can be a traveler more so than a tourist, which I think gives you a lot more insight into that culture. So, very cool stuff. Hi, Kai's here. Hi, Kai. Kai MFS. How are you, Kai? I haven't seen you in a while. All right, let's see. I'm so far behind. I'm sorry, guys. Hi, Chaos. Hoy. Hi again. Kelly, if you're into what? What am I changing your mind about? Okay. I was talking to Legit. He was talking about the DC James Gunn's plans for the DC for DC. And I don't know anything about them. So I said change my mind if they're supposed to be good. Maybe I'll pay attention, but I'm not really paying attention right now. Thank you for the bilingual compliment. Feels nice. Kai, what other language do you speak? I don't know if I knew that about you yet. How many American elementary school teachers would be fluent in 2 languages? I wonder how many American elementary school teachers would be fluent in 2 languages. Yeah, I know, that would be very beneficial. Oh, Steve Yarnell, my son's been learning Spanish since kindergarten, 6 years now. That is freaking awesome. Good, that's beautiful. I love that. That's healthy. That's really cool. Ah, the chat skipped ahead. Hang on. I really do have to get going relatively soon. I know I said that a million times, but I really do because I have so much work, guys. You guys don't understand. Uh, I'm sure you do, actually. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with having more to do than you'd like to. Um, George Turner, Lithuanian English accent is probably very cute. Yeah. It's so funny because by the time I knew my mom, she was in her 30s. She was 36 when she had me, so by the time I was, like, cognizant of what was going on in the world around me, she was probably 40, and she really didn't have an accent anymore. Most people couldn't even tell where she was from, even though she was born in Dalston, England, which has a very that part of England has a pretty heavy accent, English accent. Um, and her first language was Lithuanian, but you really couldn't hear it. Only when she spoke Lithuanian could you hear her Lithuanian accent come out. But I didn't really hear it. And it's so funny because I would try to get my mom to do English accents and she couldn't do them, which is just so funny to me that she couldn't actually even replicate an English accent, even though that's where she was born and raised. Stunt brat. My mom, aunts, and uncles urged my grandma to learn English. They all spoke French. Aw. Steve Yarnell took French for 8 years. Oh, that's so cool. Spiritual ascension. My grandparents lived on the border of Poland and Ukraine. Wow, that's cool. Kai, you haven't seen me in a while. While I'm live twice a week. You know where to find me. LOL. Aw. I haven't watched live streams in so long, Kai. I watch like pre-packaged YouTube content these days, but it's so rare that I ever catch anyone's live streams. But I'm glad that you're on. You speak Spanish. And James Gunn's plan looks like trash. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. But I was saying before, I don't really have much like faith in the DC right now. So DC, you. Um, did Gemini Studios homework for all of you? The song Fear Inoculum by Tool, some good medicine. I know people that love Tool. I've never listened. I mean, I've heard their stuff, but I've never like gotten into them. But Fear Inoculum, I'll check out. Ooh, George Turner. It's been interesting seeing the Baltics, Poland, and Ukraine are supporting each other as if the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth put down really deep cultural roots. Yeah, it's been like really saddening for me to see what's been happening with like Russia and Ukraine and all of those things. And it's like seeing such a tiny country like Lithuania going to, standing to help my so much of my family, my grandparents, like, lost people in the war, with the Soviets, and it was devastating for my family personally and a lot of my roots. Um, and my Papa Gus, fought in the Lithuanian army and the cavalry. The cavalry, yes, they had a Lithuanian cavalry. They had horses. They were on horseback. This was a long time ago. He was 96, so this was when he was very young. But, they fought against the Soviets for a long time, against Soviet rule, and it just really, like, sad to see what's going on right now because it just feels like everything that was fought for has kind of slid back. But I guess that's what happens when you have a global superpower like Russia trying to take more power and control, but it's very sad to see how it because war affects so many generations, and I think the worst part about war isn't just the casualties, it's the hate and the it's the like blind hate that it causes because you have people that I was watching a podcast with Lex Friedman recently. I think it was Lex Friedman and Andrew Huberman, and they were talking about how like Lex Friedman went to Ukraine because he's half Russian, half Ukrainian, but I think he primarily grew up in Russia. And he was talking about how war just breeds such hate in the people. And you'll go see these people and talk to them, and they'll hate all Russians now. And it will be for generations. They'll just hate all Russians. And it doesn't matter whether they were part of the war, whether they were part of what was going on or not. They'll just hate them. And that's what these things do is they divide people, not just while it's happening, but for generations later and onward. And it just affects people on such a deep visceral level, and it causes people to lose out on a lot of things later, causes their grandchildren to lose out on things. And yeah, it's just saddening, but we don't need to talk about that, if you guys don't want to, because I really do need to get going. Yes, Kai, Lex Friedman's podcast is great. I know, I love Lex Friedman. He's phenomenal. If you guys want to ever work on like just he's very calm. He's very intelligent, like brilliant, and he also like really feels with his heart too. So he marries the mind and the heart in a really cool way where he has a lot of empathy for humankind and he wants to I think he really has a goal to like inspire humankind to do better and to be better and to make strides. But he, of course, worries about the logistics of that and like the path that we're going down right now, species wide, with all of technology and social media and control and power and all that kind of stuff. So I really do recommend checking him out. His podcast is great. And or anyone, if you watch Joe Rogan, look at him on Joe Rogan's podcast. If you watch Andrew Huberman, watch him on Andrew Huberman's podcast. He's been on a bunch of other people's podcasts too. So whichever format you prefer, I do recommend. Yeah, very cool stuff. Love that you love him too, Kai MFS. I'm not surprised because you're an intelligent human being, as are all of you, which is why I'm recommending him to all of you here in the chat tonight. Mr. Dirapesh, Jedi Buddy Me, have a good night, my friend. I'm still waiting on a review of In the Mouth of Madness. Mr. Dirapesh, that is on YouTube now. So I'm going to be watching it. I saw that it's free with ads on YouTube and I'm going to be watching it. So stay tuned. I'm definitely going to be checking that out because I've been wanting to see that for many years and now I finally can. So thank you for reminding me. Hi, Golnith. Oh my gosh. Hi, Golnith. Oh, how are you? It's so nice to see you. Call me right as I'm about to leave the stream. Okay. It's been a long time. I do need to go. I have so much work I need to get done. I really do, you guys. But this has been an amazing stream. I'm so happy you all were here. Thank you for all of you who stayed, even though I said I was going to be done like 2 hours ago. Thank you for those of you who stayed. Golneth, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope you're writing. I hope you're creating because your beautiful mind deserves to be doing that. And I hope you're feeling whatever you're feeling with your whole heart and translating that beautifully as you deserve. Thomas Woodford. Hi, Thomas Woodford. I didn't see you before. I hope you have a good night too. Chaos Hoy, thank you for being here for almost the whole stream. It was nice having you here. I'm so glad I didn't have a coughing fit because I've had really bad allergies lately and my throat's been so scratchy. So I'm glad I didn't lose my voice, but it's heading out. I need to preserve what's left of it for my students. So I hope you all take care. Have a beautiful night or a beautiful morning, wherever you are. Golnath, been struggling with insomnia, but I'm doing all right other than that. But I'm glad I caught you regardless. There's always a struggle, right, man? Like there's always something, I know, but I'm glad you're doing okay regardless of the insomnia. Take care of whatever you can, and then whatever you can't, just let it go, man, if you can. Obviously, that's easier said than done too, but insomnia sucks. So I hope you get down to the bottom of that. I hope you're able to figure something out with that. But yeah, it's always good seeing you. DJ Fox, in case you aren't back soon, me and Ghost wish you the best. Please give Ghost a hug and pat for me. I hope he's doing well and being healthy. I see him in your little thumbnail image. What is it called? Thumbnail avatar. Beautiful Ghost. Steve, good night. Spiritual Ascensions. Semper fut titi tut tut by Angelus. Ever been touched by an angel? Semper fut. I can't speak Latin. Good night, everybody. Good night, Charlie Stevenson. Good night, Stunt Brat. Okay, guys. I hope you all have a beautiful night. Take care of yourselves. Golneth, you could still call me Sweepy, by the way. I know I changed my name a lot, but this one's staying. If you say so, Golneth. I do miss calling you Sweepy, though. Just such a like sweet, endearing name. I don't know. Just unique. I know you're Golneth now, but I just love Sweepy. You're so cute. I just love saying it. Sweepy. I will call you Sweepy. Stephanie B. Oh my gosh, Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie. I haven't seen you in so long. Stephanie, how are you? Oh, I just want to ask how you are first. I was just ending my stream because I have so much work I have to get done, but I really am so happy to see you. How are you? I hope you're doing okay, girl. I've missed you. I hope your beautiful spirit is shining as you deserve. Oh my gosh. I miss your beautiful energy. Oh, Stephanie. Wow. Happy to see you here. Single songwriter, thanks for being here for this stream. It was nice hearing from you. Keep up your beautiful Jedi ways. and flowing with your Jedi heart. Stephanie B, good with heart eyes. Oh, good. I'm so happy to hear it. Stephanie B, please take care of yourself. You have so many gifts to share with the world. I hope you know that, and I hope you keep sharing them. Seriously, I've always felt that about you, and I always tried telling you that. I hope you know I always meant it. I really do. I really did. Hugs to you. I hope you're well, Stephanie. Oh, so nice seeing familiar faces, you guys. Oh, this has been so nice, like a little reunion. GJ Fox says, "Oh wow, Stephanie B, it's been so long. You came right at the end." Well, Stephanie B, hopefully, if I stream again, if and when I stream again, whenever that is, because these are so random. Hopefully, you'll come in a little earlier. You'll see it a little earlier next time. We had some technical difficulties in the beginning, so we finally worked them out. But yeah, I hope you're doing well. Oh, so good to see you. Good to see you too, Outlaw Gamer. Take care. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna get going. Please do take care of all of yourselves, whatever that means. Take care of yourselves. Feel what you need to feel. Think what you need to think. But question those thoughts if they're leading you to dark places. Always question those thoughts. And remember, your story doesn't have to be your identity. Your story does not have to be your identity. You can be who you want to be. You can always change it. That's the beauty of being human, is that we can always decide we want something different and change our paths. Even though it's hard work, it's totally worth it. This was fun, George Turner. Oh, good night, Sweet Pea, Golneth. Golneth/Sweet Pea. George Turner, this was fun. I love knowing that you're so into linguistics and like cultures and stuff. That's very cool. I love that kind of stuff. Yes, Stephanie, you will. Love to you too, girl. Seriously. Oh, I really do love seeing you. You were like a bright light. You've always been a bright light in like all the different little communities I always saw you in, or bigger communities I always saw you in. You were always a solid one and a bright light and something special. So hold on to that, cherish that, know that it's special, and don't ever let anyone dull that shine. Sean Sarto, long live Papa Gus. Thank you. Long live Papa Gus. Thank you. That means a lot. I don't know if you understand how much that means to me. Long live Papa Gus. Made it back to see the end. Long live Papa Gus. Thank you, Sean. That means a lot. My Papa Gus is one of my favorite people in the whole wild and wide world. And he's always in my heart, and I miss him every day. My grandparents and I were extremely close. And they made me feel so loved when I was a little girl, and I miss them every day. So hearing someone here say "Long live Papa Gus" makes my whole freaking life. So thank you. I wish you guys could meet him. He was the cutest freaking, the most beautiful, sweet, loving, but also like very masculine and like rugged alpha man, but the most loving, sweet soul. Like he just had the best of everything. He was just such a loving, just sweet. And I don't mean alpha man in like a alpha guy Chad way. I mean it in like he was stoic. He was self-assured. He took care of himself. He took care of his family. He was strong. He was resolute. Like he knew what he wanted. Eastern European. Yeah, we strong. We take care of family. Like that's not what he sounded like. That was more Russian. He sounded Lithuanian. But I can't even do a Lithuanian accent. I can do an impression of my mocheta. I'll do that for you before I leave you. I had to get a new phone. My old phone died last week, so I had to get a new phone. And I was transferring all my old voicemails onto my new phone from my old phone because I didn't want to lose them, because I had one for my mom and I had a couple for my mocheta. So my mocheta left me a voicemail, and I can still recite pretty much what she said. She said, "Hi, Kelly. I just called to see how you doing. I wanted to find out how you doing. I hope you okay. And I want you to know I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay, bye-bye." That was my mocheta. And like I remember when she first passed away, I had a whole conversation with her by myself, like in my shower as I was grieving, just like talking to myself as my mocheta, because I can remember her voice so well. And she was just like the sweetest, little Lithuanian lady. So I just gave you guys a snippet. That was my mochita and my Papa Gus. They were two of my favorite people ever. So thank you guys for like listening to that. Oh, love you guys. Okay, Stephen Yarnell, thank you so much for your super chat. I love this so much. Remember, Kelly, sit down. It costs the same. And that's the Sicilian grandfather, Stephen Yarnell's Sicilian grandfather, which is just as adorable. Oh my gosh, I wish our grandfathers could have met. That would have been something special. Okay, guys. Oh, great seeing all of you. Take care of yourselves. Seriously. I hope I see you all again soon. And yeah, Nova just woke up. She wants food. I got to feed her and then I got to do my work. All right, guys. Love you all. Take care of yourselves. May the force be with you. Bye.